Nerd Lovers? It's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. A little bit of an irregular stream. We didn't manage to finish the entirety of the DLC for Case of the Golden Idol last week on stream, and so we had to kind of tidy that up at the start of this stream, which means starting the second game in the series, Rise of the Golden Idol, now in the middle of a stream. It's a little messy. It's fine. What I do want to demonstrate to you immediately before all other things is, and it's probably going to be a little broken. No, it's not that bad. So, the last game, I think I mentioned briefly when we started it up, that like the sound level was like pretty good compared to the average video game, where like when you turn it on, it like tries to like fire like an audio cannon into both of your ears simultaneously to smash your skull and destroy your brains in like one sonic blast. Like it was like pretty good, where like it was a little loud, but if you notched it down like a small to moderate amount, then like it was like super listenable. Like it gave you like a good range. It's still a little loud, and I want you to look at how like sound effects are at like half, music's at like 15%, 10%, not very much percent. Let's play America's favorite game of like, what is it like if I don't do this to start the stream? That's not even half, man. I mean, that's not deafening, but I want you to understand that it can more than double that, and I'm not going to subject you to it. I don't know why it's like that. I don't know why people do this. Like, I will grant you that, like, yeah, it's probably better to have the game, the max volume of the game, be too loud. But that doesn't also mean that, like, the max volume has to be the default. The default should be something that, like, sounds fine and gives you leeway to make it larger or smaller. Having the game boot up to, like, smash your head in with a rock, I just don't understand who that benefits. Who requires that much volume? The dead, presumably. The woken dead. I want to check something real quick while I have your input on this. So I have effects at, like, half-ish, right? Yeah, this is vexing to me, too. Because, like, in this like title page, there's like idle traffic noises, and like that just like gives this like distressing bass line to the audio mixer, and like if I like literally turn effects volume off, the sound effects are still there, which is like, what's the point? Jakey says some people are hard of hearing. I think if people are max volume Rise of the Golden Idol hard of hearing, they have other issues that are more pressing, like the fact that they are dead. At least it's not Harold Halibut. I remember that Harold Halibut had the completely like fictional sliders. Was it too loud or too quiet? Wasn't it? Like, its default settings weren't as egregious as most, but the sliders did do nothing. It was shocking how bad that was. Okay, I don't need the controller layout. I want the highlights. It seems insanely annoying to play this game without highlights. Change interface scale. What, like... Do I want to know? I'm just gonna leave that. If I feel like I need to change that, I'll change that. So... I know basically nothing about this game that you don't already know. Looking at this, you probably have heard more about this game than I do. At this point, we've completed the entire The Case of the Golden Idol. It's a great logic puzzle game with occasional nuisances, like so many other puzzle games. The apparent setting of Rise of the Golden Idol is what I would describe as much different than I would have anticipated. Taylor says, annoying without highlights, and I'd say literally adds nothing in real gameplay value. Yes, I would assume so, because, like, the only way I would imagine that adds anything of value to the gameplay is if you perceive, like, pixel hunting as, like, a valuable part of gameplay, which it's not. The puzzle is the fun part, so, like, I don't want a random obstacle between me and doing that. It says, looks like it picks up right up after the last one. Well, you know what? There's only one way to find out. I do also have the DLC installed already, I think. It's funny that there's a play the other game button on this one. It's fine. I'm gonna hit play. This is weird. There's like a glowing snake making noise. There's a back button. And there's a skip to chapter 2. I'm assuming that clicking the snake opens the first puzzle. This interface just feels a lot different than the first game for some reason. It is also, I mean, this is some serious, like, playing Donkey Kong for the story vibes. Is like, I've done nothing, skip to chapter 2. Tutor says, this one gives you a bunch of words at the same time, so you don't have to click individual words. That's interesting. Constriction, a murderous way out. Press anywhere. I've pressed twice. Okay. In this game, you will solve scenarios involving murder and other strange events. You will do this by dragging words into the correct slots within sentences. Solve this example puzzle. The police needed to gather murder to prove that the death had been a car. 2 or fewer are incorrect. Okay. Well, there's only 2, so that tells me very little. How about evidence murder? Oh, and now the image scrolled away. I'm really curious, chat. I want your honest opinions. How do we feel about the vibe change? Just like the aesthetic from 1 to 2 here. I think this might be a murder. No, they're roughhousing. Like the watercolor. The watercolor is an interesting component. I'll give you that. Names, events, how to play. I don't know what this is. I don't know. Hold on. Rubber baton. Hold on. I discovered this man. His name is Morgue Braca. Prison, asylum, hotel. Morgue Braca. Morgue Braca is my favorite game from the creators of Morkboard. The hotspot indicators and the other one more. I don't know that I yet have a strongest... Like, I think I probably prefer the original ones. The question mark exclamation point definitely does what it's setting out to do. It's not as pleasing to look at. I don't know. Put that away. Look at the cigarettes. Sweet Pines. Oh God, there's so many words. Look at all the words. Morgan Mindy. Yeah, that's true. That's my favorite spin-off of the TV show Happy Days. Patients in Special Care Unit C, June 1977. 200, Alexander Jensen.
Shall we sculpt some flesh friends then?
If you're gonna be playing any Golden Idol game, to my knowledge, you're gonna be sculpting some flesh friends. By which I mean, you're gonna see some individuals who look like they were poorly sculpted out of flesh.
I'll use this knife.
And using the knife is a valid solution wherever possible. Alexander Jensen, Pacific War veteran. 201, vacant. 202, Auriel Toussaint, professor of ancient Lemurian history. 203, 204, vacant. 205, Mason Turner, accountant, repeat murderer. That's an interesting way of putting that. 206, Ivy Hayes, beauty salon manager. Put like 1,000 words in my inventory, I guess. Some sort of apron.
Look at all this trash.
Redwood straitjacket. And then prom, Nepal prom. Chewed cloth strap. Next, click on the following elements in the bottom bar. There was probably like a tutorial under my head that I didn't look at like at all. Words, names, events. You got it, pal. Is that all the word? That's all the word. That's all the TV there is. So there's the words box. Okay. Give me that names box. Okay. You can organize the words in your inventory however you like. Try moving some around. Words moved in inventory 0 of 3. I gotta tell you, I don't know that that's super useful as tutorial, but okay. You can quickly hide and show all elements you last had open by pressing the I button or spacebar on your keyboard. Elements toggled on and off out of 4. This tutorial is janky as heck. It just wants you to do it multiple times? Okay, I guess. So, this guy is Morg Braca. Why does this guy have... No, brother. So, like, so listen. I understand why I want my interface to be interlocking and stackable. It's not, I don't like it. It's not as visually appealing to me. Like, the other one was, like, simplistic, yeah, but it was, like, really, like, clean and, like, relatively efficient. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna generate more headaches than I'm gonna save. Do I need to be in the other corner now? Like, I guess I've been covering the tutorial, but frankly, we played the whole first one. It's not that different. I'm gonna guess that this guy is, like, Mason Turner, convicted murderer. Okay. What's he got on him? Oh no, he's the Lemurian, he's what's that guy's name? The Professor. And Marianne. Or Auriel Toussaint. I'm pretty sure Auriel Toussaint is one of Anime Chopin's special attacks, if we're being honest. The noises are a lot more bombastic. They're not, like, more satisfying for the no one who asked. Alright, let me see the events. Professor Auriel Toussaint killed Mork Borg with a blank from the blank in the blank blank blank. This is a hotel, isn't it? Based on the... Oh no, special care unit. They have, like, room numbers, but... I guess you wouldn't put murderer on your, like... your guest book or whatever. Nursing home? Yeah, nursing home sounds right. In the Redwood Asylum. Killed him with a... I mean... I guess it's a strap from a straitjacket. So listen, okay, first off, it's a tutorial. I'm gonna try not to be too hard on... The thing I'm reacting to are the changes between the games. It feels like super, like, mobile game, parentheses, like, not complimentary, in a way that, like, the first one felt like professional game. I don't... And it is not that there's anything wrong with a mobile game, but, like, there's like, things that a mobile game does that are, like, showy and spectacle and, like, are done in lieu of, like, having more substance, and I feel like that's kind of what I'm reacting to. You solved the scenario. Auriel Toussaint, professor of ancient Lemurian history, chewed through his straitjacket strap and suddenly strangled the nurse Morg Braca in cell 202. That happened. Lazarus Herst was the leader of the Puritanical Order Party, which governed Albion from 1792 to 1795. Some claim he used a mystical golden idol to seize power. Nowadays, though, this is known to be a myth. Seems like a weird thing to bring up apropos of nothing if we know it's a myth or whatever. I do agree someone probably had fun with the sound effects, yeah. Didn't, wasn't there like a whole thing in the first game where like that all happened in London? Which, I don't know, where I'm from, that's in England? Like, I spent so much of the last game being like, I kind of feel like it's its own, like, quasi-historical alternate history, and then we reached a certain point where someone pointed out, it literally says London. I'm like, all right. And now they're like, it's not England, it's not London, it's Albion. Whatever. Next. Ooh, brother. I don't... It's just a lot, you know? Am I crazy? Like, the presentation is not... It's fine. It's really jarring to me. It's so different and, like, not in a way that I think is particularly good. Let me click on this TV guide. Congratulations on finishing your first case. Welcome to Chapter 1, the Curse, in which a strange threat looms over Newells. I have pressed to continue. Academic impact. The death of a brilliant mind. Am I in a case within a case? Can the game calm down? It sure takes a while to load considering the graphics fidelity. Boy, this looks like a specific set from Siberia 2. Yeah, I think it's the first location. Siberia 2 is the one I'm thinking of. All right, hold on. This guy's got a funky pen. It's red. He's got a note. Sir, which of these speech titles do you prefer for the graduation ceremony at Imperial University? The shortcomings of no-wax algorithms. I don't want to criticize my own work in an inspirational speech. In the age of computers, math is the new frontier. Not great, but will do. A key. A lighter. A bag full of more clues. These are, like, addresses and, US dollars, presumably. Jig Robkin, Thomas Crow, Caleb Reynolds. So, like, okay, let's talk about this a little bit. Is it pretty inarguably a quality of life upgrade to absorb a bunch of words all at once? Yes. Does it remove some of the, like, native, like, processing of clues as you go to just be like, here's 6 more clues, just keep going? I feel like it does. Pack of Brigantine Pregante Blue Blend cigarettes. Already a surprising amount of cigarettes in this game. Guys, this man is not breathing. Brain doesn't process them the same way. Yeah, I mean, like, it's not that the clues are, like, worse, but, like, there was something kind of, like, satisfying and tactile to, like, finding the words and then, like, understanding as you're going what you're working with. I mean, presumably I could just, like, pay more attention as I get 6 words at once, but, like, I don't know, absorbing 6 words at once, more difficult, and also just, like, feels like it's more work. Car's engine is still running. Cool. Oh my god, is he dead, Cyril? Hey, Zagula. Hey, how do you like this one? Zagula, I know you love the art style. Tell me about this one. Tell me your feelings on this one. Think that dude's glasses are big enough? I think, if I'm understanding correctly and that these two are married, I think that man has exactly the right prescription needed to, like, not properly comprehend the eldritch horror beside him. By the way, did someone say birthday? Someone get me a stick, yada yada yada, you know the drill. For those who aren't aware, it was Zacula's birthday earlier in the week, and also Zacula's favorite thing in the world is the birthday mariachis. We discovered Cyril. We discovered a wedding ring. We discovered a note. Dear Deborah, I am saddened to hear that Brandon's exam results have been rather poor. It seems your son is taken after his father. I warned you about marrying into that family, Mommy. Cool. Everything about that letter is cool. Also, it's a little weird for, like, this woman looks like she's probably, like, roughly middle-aged. It's super weird for her mom to sign the note, Mommy? I don't know. Am I being too harsh? Has something triggered the mean gene? I don't know. What should we do? Also, wedding ring. This guy is he's bagman. Car key. Cool, cool, cool. Deborah Downer. Do you think she's Deborah the second then, and her mom is the original Deborah Downer? Maybe that's just a person's name. You mean Mommy? Her name is like Mommy Downer. Check out the cigarette machine. Those are not native cigarettes to the area. Those are invasive cigarettes. There's ice on the stairs. Westbridge 1, property of Sir Isaac. Parentheses Newton, unclear. What is this? Arrange for a taxi to be here at 6 p.m. I have a meeting at 45C Stockyard Street. Is that the temperature? I have a meeting at 45 degrees Celsius, Stockyard Street. I'm gonna listen. I know I'm coming in hot. I don't like change. I like stability. I legitimately feel like this way of doing, like, look inside this building feels like so much worse than the first game of, like, let me just, like, click. Oh, what's that click? I can't remember exactly what was written on that note. Let me click on the building, and then let me click on the door, and then let me click on the note. Like, I don't know. I mean, there were a lot of troubles navigating the first one, too, but, like, I see this, like, snowballing out of control. This is signed by I.N. I have all the things. Like, I can do stuff now. So, this guy is like Cyril Bagman, I think. She is Deborah. They're married, so I'm just gonna make the logical leap. She also be Bagman. And that guy is Noak. His name is Targus. Hold on. He's Sir Isaac. Yeah, he's Sir Isaac Noak, right? Everything's correct. You did it. Gold star. Case or two, you'll be so deep in this one you'll forget about that stuff. That's probably true. I don't know. I don't know what the original gap between games was, and maybe that, like, softens the really sharp contrast in presentation. But, like, it's just a lot. Like, it's really hard for me to just, like, go from one game to the other in a way that, like, I really wouldn't have expected. Psycho says, this is an observation devoid of judgment, but I do love that you started this video game by saying, I'm not gonna be too hard on this game. I think you took that out of context. I don't think I ever said I'm not going to be hard on this game. I think I said, like, this is the first case I'm going to try not to be too hard based on this. I think is, like, the comment you're referring to. Cap was pretty much exactly 2 years. A little less if you count the DLC. That makes sense. I did notice, I think yesterday when I booted this up, that the release date on the most recent, or I guess the only DLC for this was just, like, late last year. So, like, there might still be more to come from this one. I don't know what their plans are. Okay, so I did all the names. Events. Blank and blank discovered the body of blank, which was there because he blanked the blank. Well, most of that's pretty straightforward at this point. Deborah and Cyril Bagney discovered the body of him because he could have slipped on the stairs, could have collided with the car. His face is all scratched up. And there's definitely like scuffs on the ice, so it looks like he slipped there. So we'll go with that, I guess. Give me my words box. Because he... You could say fell from the stairs. Slipped on the ice feels like it's maybe the closest thing I want to say. Fell from the... Oh. He fell from the bridge. This yellow thing is like a tear from his sleeve. The scuffs on the stair ice are incidental. That's weird. Do you think that guy knows his wife isn't human? I mean, he's still better off than Ota's mom, who married Ota's dad. Ugh. You have solved the scenario! While driving home, Deborah and Cyril suddenly noticed the dead body of Sir Isaac Noack, who had fallen from the bridge above, tearing his yellow shirt sleeve in the process. So I have to say this, and I know I have none chill, and at this point I'm okay with that. I'm going to try to mellow as we go, but I'm just having a lot of feelings about the game. Was that story box on the bottom? I need more context. Oh, you mean... I think it groups the chapter all together? Can we get a close-up face on guy with humongo glasses? Yeah. I'll figure out how to navigate back to this screen. I mean, we did it for like a brief moment. Close to when we started solving stuff. The load times are dog water, though. Like, I mean, like, listen to me, please. Bear with me. I really don't care that much about a game's graphics. Like, if the style is off-putting, like, that's one thing. I don't need a game to have high graphical fidelity. Based on the art style, it seems wild to me how long the loading times are. That's all I'm saying. I don't like this guy's lips, and his glasses are some sort of plasma or liquid or something. But, like, he's mostly just a guy, to be honest. Alright, now I'm gonna figure out how to leave this place, obviously. And the way that I would do that is by hitting escape and exiting scenario? Ocean says, I'll never understand what Ota's mom saw in Ota's dad. It's gotta be witchcraft, man. Go watch Widow's Bay. Go watch the 4th episode, and like it's something like that, man. Alright, so I'll click this poster. Thank you for your cooperation. We are happy to cover Brandon's tuition fees, provided our arrangement lasts. From your side, we expect complete confidentiality about our motivation for funding Brandon. I don't like the sound of that at all. Any breach of this confidentiality will result in a swift termination of his rear end. Sincerely, Rare Talent Fund. XOXO Gossip Girl. Okay, not filled in. Hold on. Interface is confusing me. I'm not good at it. But like, so... How do I... Oh, God, brother. Okay, I don't know why that was so hard. But before Zach asked me to look at the guy's face really close, like, so far we're blasting through these, and, like, yeah, we're at the start of the game. I presume that they will get more difficult or whatever. But, like, Also, like, the first case in the case of the Golden Idol was short and succinct, but like it told like a whole story. This is just like random. So far, it feels like random scenes. Now, like, there's totally room for it to like come around and be like, remember those like random scenes? They're actually like really critical, like backstory to a specific thing, but like they're not as like self-satisfying as like basically everything in the first game was like. Yeah, it's like a whole story. Under construction, a brutal blue-collar departure. Also, so far, I haven't seen so much as a Sebastian the Crab of Lemurian Golden Idols. Oh my god, the load times. Hey, Zacula. Hey, Zacula, are you watching? How do you like this one? Listen, Case of the Golden Idol is great. I know I have opinions. They're mostly cosmetic. They're mostly aesthetic. They're not a big deal. They're just it's just a lot of change, and I don't like change. I've never liked the art style. He says, I feel like I'm on drugs. Same. Hey, look at this. Look at this cool, like, wrecking ball robot. I want one of these. It has a note in it. It has safety rules. While operating grade 2 heavy machinery such as demolisher, excavator, or cutter, check machine status lights. Report to service team if you see any errors. Oh my god, there's a vehicles tab? I don't know, these lights seem fine. Hold on, there's a photo in this one of a man who did a fishing. He looks like that. Okay, sure. No problems here. This looks fine. There's like a keychain of a volleyball or something. Oh man, guys. Guys, you know how I said I haven't made good decisions this week? Today on the Pokemon Center US, they reissued the Adventure Friends keychains, which are like, you may remember this little like desktop Flareon that I talk about sometimes. I like leave under my monitor so I can see it at all times. This is like genuinely one of my favorite Pokemon Center plush of all time. It was part of a series that had like all of the evolutions in it, and like 2 or 3 of them sold out before I even had a chance to buy one last time. They went super fast. And then like today I randomly checked and they had all of them back in stock. I bought all of them. I bought all of them. I even bought a second Flareon as a backup because I like this Flareon so much, and I figured if I was gonna do it, I would just go all in. So I have like a lot of them coming. But like it's so like the face and the proportions, and it's so good. Like it's really, really good. Like I've been really good about not buying a bunch of Pokemon plush this year, but like I have thought to myself, God, this game hates loading. I've thought to myself on multiple occasions, like, if they restock, the game crashed, gang. This game is not stable. This game really isn't stable, I regret to tell you. Oh, man. Oh, of course it loads back on the wrong monitor again. Thank you for that, video game. I'm not upset, you're upset. Well, I guess I'll never click out of that window again. Lord High Almighty. But my point being that... Open the right one? Yeah, because it, like, sucks and it doesn't want to load. Yeah, now it's, like, loud or whatever. Point being, like, I'd already thought to myself, if they restocked it, I'd have to at least consider it. And then they had everything in stock all at once. There are, like, other options are available. There's, like, good starter Pokemon. There isn't Squirtle, but there's, like, Piplup and Rowlet and some good ones, and Pikachu. So if you like that Flareon I was showing off and you want to spend like $16 on a keychain, have at it. Okay, play. They're very cute, small. They're like a perfect size because they're like small but not tiny. It's like a good, like, honestly, the proportions on these are like nicer than some of the sitting cuties. They're really good. They also have a keychain, so you can keychain them to stuff, but they can also just be great. I just really liked the line, and I was like, oh, you're gonna get me. In fairness, I did, and this, you'll have to follow me on a big long tangent as we wait for this screen to load for like 6 hours. I basically spent the amount of money that I saved this week because like I have like 2 office chairs. I got 2 of this chair when I moved here to replace an extremely bad chair that broke at my old apartment. Um, and uh, like part of it broke so that like the back would like no longer like bear my weight correctly if I just sat back in it. Like if I just sort of sat back in the chair without like putting my weight back on it, it would still like lean like pretty far, even if it was like in a locked position. And like replacing the chair would cost like $150. And I did some legwork and like managed to get them to honor like the warranty on it. And so like I have to wait a while. So like this chair will probably be going back and forth in my house in a way that's really annoying. But the math I was sort of doing in my head is that like that inconvenience waiting for a free part to like fix that whole $150 chair pays for an armful of EVs. Is that adult responsible decision making? You decide. I'm gonna click on this giant buzzsaw ATST thing. This one has a danger light. The other ones don't, but the one with the big buzzsaw, that one's in trouble. Best Bill. That's a good mug. Hey, does anyone know where to get that mug from the meme that says cool hat? That would be a fun one to have, but I don't drink out of mugs because I don't like hot beverages, so I don't know why it asks. So the problem is in its legs, which makes sense because it's like a chicken walker. 16 of God's own United States dollars. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Correct. Oh, this guy. Something happened to this guy. Before I click on him, do you want to guess what his physical condition is? I think it might be not so good. I discovered a guy. It's showing me a face here that I cannot see. It looks like that. The man is not breathing. And there's a note. Foreman, fine. You and the boys can end your shift early today to watch the Peel game. But only if you finish dismantling the old sewage pipes in the construction pit first. These are the tasks for this coming Monday, parentheses July 14th. Worder should start digging out the old electrical cables. I thought that like someone had a stroke and was like, water should not come out of the pipes. Worder should start digging out the old electrical cables. Totsky must finally demolish the red garage building. Okay. Sucks to be him. Inspector Ian Worth. Guys, I have a hunch. I think this guy's name might be Ian Worth. How are we feeling on that one? Hey, Roy, come here quick. We've got another corpse. It's fresh, but there's something wrong with it. Has a gun. I guess I appreciate that the things rendered in the inventory are not so much to scale, but like increased for detail, as if like on the external packaging of like an American snack food. Is he napping under there? Yeah, I think the problem is that, so my guess is that this guy over here, his blood sugar got low because he's like hypoglycemic, and he didn't have any of his raspberry jam. You can see that there's none on him. And as a result, he ended up having to take a nap under this big section of pipe. I think that's what happened, yeah. Meanwhile, whatever's going on in this pipe, most likely natural causes. Most likely. You can also drink cold beverages out of a mug. You're a grown man and it's your mug. Listen, you're not wrong. I can do that. It somehow feels like a waste, but the main issue is just that, like, the mug doesn't have the storage capacity of my comically large tumblers. But it would give me a use for that glorious Resonance of Fate mug that for some reason I was really appreciating this week, that, like, Tech got me years ago. When I was having, like, a bad day, he was like, it's fine, look what I got you. It is a Resonance of Fate mug. And then, like, when I, like, looked at it this week, just randomly, I was like, how does that even exist? Get a comically large mug? I suppose I could, but it doesn't solve the same purpose, you understand. Because the idea is, like, I have a mug I like, and I have a stupid meme mug that would be funny. The, what is it? She, her, they, them, cool hat, I think are the 3. But, like, that's not inherently comically large. Did the remaster get a port to Steam? It's a great question. Yeah, see, okay, hear me out. I think that this guy stole Nap Guy's jam because you can see it in his nose, and I think he's having like a cartoon character reaction where his eyes are red because he was like, jam, right? Like this guy's into some jam. And then he's having kind of a food coma. He had too much jam and he passed out. Good lord, he is haunting. Again, watch Widow's Bay. Man, just really, truly haunting stuff. Sekio says, I need this lady to wear a mask or something. I mean, this kind of works in the short term. If I have to click on anything else, though, it's a problem. This guy's called Luke Brown. He got an A+ on something. There's easy work at the old docks. Ask the locals for Hunter Wolf. Signed Benny Crystal. Benny Crystal is one of those like Tim and Eric Awesome Show fake celebrity names, like Billy Crystals. It's not Billy Crystal. It's Billy Crystals. Legally distinct. Okay, so hold on. I kind of wanted to do these all at once, but I'm just not going to remember. So this guy, his name is Luke Brown. Probably. I mean, he could have taken this from someone else, but I'm putting Luke Brown just so I know that that's where the name comes from. What was this? This guy was like Ian something, not Werder, not Hunter. Brown? Is that right? Was that guy Ian Brown? Close this, close it. I mean, like, you know why this is so tilting to me? This is like Salesforce. Like, these windows, they just take up so much screen real estate. So, like, the second you have the windows open, just, like, everything is lost to you. And I know in the other game, it, like, took up the screen to do the puzzle. I don't know, it didn't bother me when it was just, like, binary. But, like, now I, like, go to open one thing and, like, a third of the screen is covered up. I don't know. Ian Worth. What's an Ian Worth? About tree fitty. Can you use the eye switcher? I mean, I can, but it doesn't solve the big factor. I can't resize it. I should get in the habit of doing that, though. You're not wrong. Stuff happens, Monty. Stuff happens. Okay, hold on. This is the fish guy. This is the fish man. And we missed the Peel game, Ted. It was all for nothing. Okay, hold on. Ted? Money. I can't believe they missed the game. Tragic. Look, my vehicle has been out of order since yesterday. I requested the repair team. You could check with the head office. Inspector Roy Sampson. Hold on. Sampson. I'm gonna say this guy is likely to be Bill, but it could be someone else. Also, the reporter is one of these, huh? So you're saying that the vehicle's not been working since July 10th? Let me note this down. Oh, brother. I gotta read his case notes. Since yesterday. So today is the day of the game, which is Friday. 11th? 12th? That math doesn't seem right. No, wait. Since yesterday. No, that's right. Thursday is the 10th, and Friday is the 11th, then 12th, 13th, and Monday's the 14th. Okay, that tracks. Wait, can I not read the case notes? By the way, apparently it's like 1977, which is like wild. Is the game okay? Like I guess the notes are fake. I don't know. Which resulted in the death of foreman Joel Gregson. An upsetting accident indeed. This is Miranda Meadows from New Wells Regional TV. Back to you in the studio. I have a hunch. Okay, no. So Joel Gregson is the guy. So Bill is. No, that makes sense. Bill would be the guy who operates the saw, because that has the best Bill mug. Understood. So this guy is Joel Gregson, and this lady is Miranda Meadows. And this guy is obviously Monty Hall. So hold on, where was the... Is it on this guy's person? Ugh. I don't know, I complain about it, but, like, at least it's easy enough to move the stuff around. It feels like mental load. But, like, the other game had its own... I don't know. It's not a strict upgrade. It's probably not a strict downgrade. It's just... It's a lot of change to take in. 1977, that's not a real year. I mean, I don't know that we had these giant buzzsaw ATSTs in 1997. But, like, maybe in, like, 1985, you could go to the corner drugstore and pick one up. I don't know. I wasn't alive in that year. Monty Hall. Oh, no, we have a problem. I appreciate you, Demolition. Demolition says, you know, the better the graphics get, the worse they look. Derogatory. If you're aiming for unsettling or intentionally degrading. I'm going to reflect on that. That's interesting. Okay, so hold on. So... Worder should be digging out the electrical cables. Totsky has to demolish the garage. So Totsky is this guy, which means Fish Guy is Worder. Ugh. Worder. Totsky. Bill. Bill. Do I know what's up with Bill? Best Bill is really funny because it seems to contribute nothing of value. It's just there. To be clear, Widow's Bay also has some really shockingly funny stuff in it. There's this like, there've been like 2 or 3 like old like VHS videos that characters have watched in that show, and one of them had this unbelievably hilarious and also unsettling thing where like it like started like a tourist video and the guy just says like, come with me, won't you? And like he's like at the near side of a beach and there's some like trees like in the deep background, and he just walks for a really long time and disappears into the trees, and it's like so weirdly unsettling. Wait, hang on, I'm being told it's Bill Best. That's plausible. Do I have reason to believe that we have like a Japanese surname system? Also, Best is not an option, curiously. Am I drunk? I don't drink. It'd be problematic. Second detective said Bill's last name. I don't believe you. No, wait a minute. Oh yeah, no, you're right, you're right, Jenkins. Okay. That's weird. That's right though, isn't it? Just... That's the middle one, which belongs to the guy who has no defining features. This is Bill, and so this is... Sorry, give me, words. Demolisher. Excavator. Cutter. Great. Vehicles solved. Not a particularly hard puzzle, that's fine. Bill Best. Best Bill. Advanced refrigeration or something. Okay. Okay. Events? Blank blank used the blank on the blank. This resulted in the death of blank blank. Following this, the body of blank blank was found unexpectedly. Well, that last one's pretty easy. Resulted in the death of the other dead guy. So if we're digging up the cable, then we're saying that we used the excavator on the pipe. The Ted order. I mean, the pipe got excavated, but I feel like it wants me to put electrical cables. But, like, the pipe got excavated. You understand my dilemma? I can use the excavator on the building gun. Maybe it's cables pipe. Considering that I played through the first Golden Idol game, I don't think I'm going to put it past them to, like, jacket coat me again. That's more than 2 wrong, huh? So... Did I put the wrong name or something? It's been out of order since yesterday. I mean, like, listen, I'll grant you that it looks like soft. Well, I don't know. Does it? Like, it's kind of like rough around the edges in a very literal sense. That suggests that it was like torn and not cut. Like, why are they interviewing that guy or whatever? Upsetting accident indeed. Thank you for the super informative observation. I mean, these names are inarguably correct. Is there some evidence that the red garage or whatever is demolished here? It doesn't look like it to me. I am missing spots, which is weird. Something more in here? I see question marks highlighted. Oh, no, I clicked on this, right? I don't think that helps solve that puzzle. Man is not breathing. Oh, it didn't look at the dog tag, so it didn't count it. Okay, alright. That's fair. Mildly annoying, but fair. Or use the cables pipe. Maybe it just doesn't like either cables or pipe. No, because then some other thing has to be different. I mean, the issue is, like, I don't feel like there's, like, a motive here. It's like, I don't know how to, like... Okay. This feels relevant. This shape here. But, like, are you trying to tell me that that's, like, the wrecking ball? Like, I feel like... I don't know, man. It still looks like the excavator to me. I mean, I could see it being Wrecking Ball, but, like, yeah, like, the issue I have is, like, logistically, it's confusing to imagine... Like, I get how that could look like the indentation of the Wrecking Ball just, like, hitting it. But, like, it doesn't seem like that results in the situation we're looking at, right? Like, that seems weird. Any of these noobs have anything enlightening? It was all for nothing. Does the fact that this guy tells him stuff happens? Mean that he is supposed to have tried to take a shortcut with the wrecker or whatever. I can't be bothered to remember this guy's name. I don't think it likes Cable's pipe. I can see how they want us to get here, but I still find this to be a really confounding circumstance. It just doesn't look like the wrecking ball is what happened here. If only Miley Cyrus could weigh in. I believe she is the foremost expert on the situation. So I guess he didn't follow the plan, right? So what that means is... I don't know, it's like... It's oddly convenient that these, like, cross-guard bars are here. You know, like, sewage pipe is what I'm thinking too, but, like... It's just, like... It's not so out of, like, left field that, like... I don't understand how you're supposed to get there or whatever. But, like... Even, like, knowing what they're going for... like, the sewage pipe wasn't, like, one of the things on the to-do list. And I still don't understand, like... How we, like, hit it with the... We hit the pipe with the wrecking ball so hard that it, like, popped off like a cartoon. It feels silly. You've solved the scenario. Foreman Joel needed to remove a sewage pipe, but the cutter vehicle was out of order. Not wanting to miss a pail game, he asked Monty to use the demolisher instead. This led to Joel being crushed by the pipe. Police arrived and during their investigation found another fresh body inside the sewage pipe. I mean, like, they're even showing me a picture of it, and it just looks really stupid. Also, why would you stand there? Why would you stand there even if you're telling your guys to do this? Why is this the place you're standing? Yet another OSHA nightmare. OSHA officials hate this one video game series. Okay, hold on. There's like a paper airplane. You have seen his body. It would be a shame if it got out that the man who was an inspiration to the world was just another junkie like one of those homeless deadbeats. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone, but there are those who might. I suggest you talk to the commissioner. Signed, a fox firing a bow and arrow. Yep, that's fine. Let's see if we can fit in one last one of them. This one, this face, Zachariel's gonna love this. Newsflash. The sudden announcement of a sinister cult. I still have not seen Sebastian the Crab. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out. I have pressed to continue, incidentally. Okay. Start with the camera. Is the family going to press charges against the municipality? I am thankful for our police force. It is one of the few corruption-free institutions we have. As the commissioner said, the death was a tragic accident. Why do the police call the cause of all these homeless deaths the Red Curse? Is there really a demon-worshipping cult? It's just shorthand. We strongly believe the deaths are linked to a demon-worshipping drug cult, and we plan to involve experts from out of state. So now we're in an analog to the United States instead of, like, Albion, which is definitely England or something? Are you considering any explanations other than a connection to drugs? For instance, a deliberate assassination through... Have you considered a deliberate assassination through telepathy? Deal with real crime, sir, not fantasy. Next question, please. Hold on. I want this to stop glowing loudly. Okay, I'm going to put that away now. Zacchaeus says throw them all into a volcano. I'm not sure to whom he's referring. Could you narrow that down for me, Zacchaeus? I appreciate you joining me, Jack. It's nice to see a familiar face. These vultures are after Father's reputation. I convinced the police to release his body today so we can start preparing for the funeral. Unfortunately, it will have to be a closed casket ceremony. The fall has disfigured his face. I don't love this, like, fish animation. Not, like, a huge fan. To the rest of the executive team, I appreciate the offers to take time off to mourn, but we must prove that the International Knowledge Foundation can function without its creator. Therefore, I will continue leading it. All Foundation projects, listed below, should proceed uninterrupted. Third World Light, Wisdom Interconnected, Rare Talent Fund, CEO, EN. EN? This letter is, like, so Columbo coded. Like, I feel like a high percentage of Columbo episodes are someone, like, trying to, like, take over, like, a company or an organization or something, and then they're like, well, it's super sad that my partner just died under mysterious circumstances, but really the show must go on. I know we haven't been close lately, but I had to come and support my cousin. Don't worry about the closed casket thing. Your father was the greatest scientist of the modern age, and I assure you his legacy will live on. His face, however, will not. It's alright. Apparently 9th District needs help, so I've been promoted to homicide lead there. Besides, if this is some drug cult thing, it's definitely not out of my wheelhouse. XOXO, Inspector Roy Sampson. Roy, get to Sebastian's office immediately, and bring these case files of yours. Possum 13, Beetle 4, Cougar 9. Cougar 9 is my favorite Uchikoshi game. Just gonna slap a Roy Sampson in there. This guy. The heck, Roy? I thought you called this conference. What's old Seb blathering about up there on the podium? Are you off the case? What's a bloody demonic drug cult expert? Never heard of it. Okay, hold on. Just gonna plug in a casual Ian Worth. I gotta get a good look at this guy, because he is Sebastian. You know what Sebastian got to say? There are 2 topics we wanted to cover today. I can offer you 5 minutes for a couple of questions now. Zaka, is this one your favorite? You said you won't narrow it down because you want to throw them all in the volcano. But, like, if one of them was most urgent, would this guy be it? Definitely don't like what his mouth's doing either. Press conference at 1 p.m. on December 7th. They expect updates on the high-profile case, the string of bum deaths. That's good. You want that in writing. I'd love if we had a second note that's like, P.S. Stop calling them the bum deaths. Oh dear. Some people have taken several naps. I think the lady from the first case is still top priority. I think I'd agree with you there. That just wasn't right. Autopsy table. Cause of death. Body release date. Hemorrhage from bullet wounds, comma murder. December 11th. Unknown. Connected to Cougar 9. December 7th. Blunt trauma to back of head. January 1st. Asphyxiation with a rope, comma suicide. TBC. Okay. Kind of see where that's going. Monkey 34. Beetle 4. Gecko 71. Tiger 98. Tiger. Come back to this. Have like a walking legs icon now to move places? Weird. How do we feel? Oh, I get it. Because now we're in the analog for America, but now the national bird is the turkey, like Benjamin Franklin wanted, because we're in like alternate America that has like colonial star circle situation. The Allied States of Hesperia. Hold on, I'm going to check the trash. I found a gross photo of a dead guy. This is a picture of blank from the case blank. His body lies on table blank. His death is linked to the blank. Gonna check the drawer. He sank my battleship. Yes. Case name, Cougar 9. Red Curse Cases. Open July 11th. Led by Roy Sampson. First victim, Luke Brown. Potential witnesses, Benny Crystal, friend. Hunter Wolf, work. Case name, Possum 13. Small canal case. Open December 1st. Led by Roy Sampson. Deceased. Homeless individual, alias Dirty William. I mean, some people would choose that for themselves. Found in a container at the old docks on Stockyard Street. Cause of death unknown, but clearly connected to Cougar 9. Stockyard Street. Didn't someone have a, didn't, like, Sir Ian McKellen have a meeting at, like, 34 degrees Celsius Stockyard Street or something? Case name closed. Open December 4th. Led by Roy Sampson. Deceased, Sir Isaac Nowak. Yeah, that guy. World famous scientist and philanthropist. Yeah, that guy. Living relatives, Elizabeth Nowak, Adam Nowak, younger brother, Jack Nowak, nephew. Okay, hold on. Hit me with those names again. Hit me with them words again. So... Nowak. Jack Nowak. Elizabeth Nowak. Most of the way there. Computer. Welcome to the Wisdom Interconnected Network. Please input query. Computer, let me in. Command not recognized. Please input query. Dear Mr. Walsh, congratulations on becoming Wisdom Interconnected's newest board member. Our next board meeting is in June, after which you will receive the biannual remuneration. Meanwhile, please accept the latest DAC-2 computing machine as a token of our appreciation. I'm really annoyed that I can't take that with me. Okay, hold on. I have all of the data points. Well, this is the Beetle 4 case. I'll tell you that for free. And his body lies under the ocean. His body lies under the sea. But his thing is not D. It's unknown. I have to assume that this guy is hemorrhage from bullet wounds. That's just so many. Blood trauma to the back of the head. I mean, this neck wound doesn't look like that, but it's also definitely not asphyxiation with rope. That's the guy in the back corner. So that means, like, he's table C. His death is linked to Cougar 9. Nope, it seems like that's the wrong color. His death is linked to the... accident position. Solved it. Solved the case. Broke it wide open. This is a picture of some guy. Sucks to be him. Beetle 4. Beetlejuice. Dishwasher, yes. That district needs help. To homicide there. Awesome 13. Beetle 4 Cougar 9. It's definitely a battleship situation. Mr. Walsh? Clearly connected to Cougar 9. clear. I think we can all see that. So Cougar 9 is red curse cases. So his death is probably linked to simply the red curse. Which seems kind of front door, but I think that's what we're going for. So I just need a... Who is this guy? I don't think it's Hunter Wolf or Benny Crystal. I don't think it's Luke Brown. Can't tell if he's bald with the hat on, but I think his other features are different. I mean, like, it'd be helpful to see his eyes because, you know, they would look like candy apple red, like, you know, Phillips head screwdriver screws. Conference, you say? Conference. Conference. During the conference. Sebastian. I don't know. It's probably a quality of life upgrade. It feels, I don't know. Does it make the viewing experience worse? Or better? Or neutral? Well, what are your feelings on, like, these movable windows and whatever? We don't consider it a deliberate assassination telepathy. Kind of worse. Not surprised by that. I mean, I'm going to try to do my best. But I do feel like having a more structured layout probably makes it easier to follow, right? Is it strong? I mean, drug connection, surely. Case blank was a deliberate homicide? Oh, wait a minute. I'm supposed to intuit that Sebastian's name is Walsh, huh? Probably? Am I right about that? Because that's the name on the free computer or whatever. Where did I just put it? Okay, great. Solved. One down. Got the victim. Don't know his name. Events. New Wells police scheduled a press conference to announce that blank blank had been victim of the blank blank. Before the conference, blank 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 a blank blank and a computer. Actually, that and a computer makes most of that pretty clear. Sebastian Walsh offered signed by an individual using Interconnected's newest board member. I mean, if it's supposed to be a specific person, it's probably Elizabeth what's-her-face. Because she was like, it's so good that there's no such thing as police corruption. And also she owns the company now. What's her stupid name? Noack? With a... board position. Position is one of the words that felt out of place. Board. There it is. Made that look really hard. As a result, during the conference, blank blank declared that blank blank had been a victim of blank blank. Deliberate psychic homicide? Nailed it. Nailed it in one. The press conference announced that blankety blank. Case was a back to the... Snap back to reality. This again. Is anyone gonna press charge against municipality? Death was a tragic accident. Tragic accident. Why did the police call the homeless deaths the red curse? It's drugs. Is there any explanation other than drugs? Deal with crime. High profile case, the stream of deaths. Okay, so that's... Yeah, Cougar 9 strong drug connection, that feels right. The high profile case. Okay, hold on. This guy looks like Guy Smiley, like grim Guy Smiley death. Oh no, wait a minute. Table B. I gotta see. Because I'm stupid. Table B. Picture of... Is that Isaac? Do we think? Do we think that's Isaac? Has a stupid hat on. Case name closed. Amazing how inconsistent the corpse covering dimensions are. Yeah, it really feels like they phoned it in. Like, you'd think that they would have some standard unit of measurement for that or something, right? Individual. Connected to Cougar 9, Possum 13. What are the... Gecko 71 and Tiger 98, is that right? Being 4. I don't even understand why you would cover this. If they're gonna, like, also... I mean, I guess they just don't want to show you the eyes, and they're using two different methods of covering it or something. I just made up their own unit, as they always do. It does seem to always happen, doesn't it? That's blank. Been a victim of them. Such a confusing way to convey all this information. Obviously the point is weird. Commissioner said the death was a tragic accident. Weird to call it that, and then, like... What you call this press conference? What is he talking about? Support my comment. Don't worry about the closed casket thing. Don't care. What is your note saying? The offers to take time off tomorrow. We must prove that the International Knowledge Foundation functions without its creator, therefore I must continue leading it. Oh, wait. Wisdom Interconnected. So Wisdom Interconnected is like the internet. Rare Talent Fund is like Project Christmas. There's a deep cut for you. Third World Light? Is that the thing that finally has something to do with the Golden Idol? We're taking the scenic route, I'll tell you that. Echo 71. Okay. So, what I've surmised is that Beetle 4 is indeed Isaac Nowak. And obviously, in the press conference, if you click on the camera, one of the first things that Elizabeth says is that, like, it was a tragic accident, that her father died. So, that means... victim. This is a picture of Isaac Nowak from Beetle 4 on table B, linked to the red curse. And then to announce that Isaac Nowak had been a victim of the red curse. It'd be really funny if it was police corruption. And police are here to announce that this death is the result of our own corruption. As a result, during the conference, Blank declared that Blank had been victim of a blank. Is this just like the telepathic killer thing? Like, what? This doesn't seem like it has bearing on anything. As a result, during the conference, Blank declared that Blank had been a victim of Blank. I mean, why would... How is a furious reporter asking the question, like, have you considered a deliberate assassination through telepathy? I mean, seriously. Truly. Who are my names? I don't... It doesn't feel like this is important to the plot, and I don't feel like I know what they're getting at. It's mildly annoying. That seems useful. None of that seems useful. Zacho said, do you think these streams are the most times you've ever said the word blank in one day? I feel like it's possible there's contention, but, like, well, I don't... When you factor in, like, the late case of the Golden Idol DLC, like, they jam, like, an absurd number of blanks into individual sentences and then ask you to solve, like, 4 paragraphs. Reading each one of those once has got to be, like, maximum normal human usage of blank without, like, extenuating circumstances. During the conference, Blank declared that Blank had been a victim of Blank. I don't know. I just genuinely don't know what we're getting at. Okay, hold on. Give me the conference one again. So Cougar 9 is just a broad case, huh? But Beetle 4 is like the guy. Explanations other than connection to drugs. Hmm. Hmm. I mean, it's like literally just implied that like some person off camera said that. So like I don't know how that could possibly. Like the top row feels like these are all questions from reporters. So, like, even just, like, I don't understand the sentence because the first blank seems like it would be, like, nameless reporter. So, like, what name goes in that slot? Like, what makes sense there? It doesn't seem to me like anyone else is saying... Maybe... Sure feels like demon cult should be a pair of words that fits here. Like, it's just, they've given me such strange options, and whatever they're going for isn't clear to me. Been a victim of... I just keep seeing the words police corruption together, and I just keep wanting to put it in there. I don't think it's gonna be tragic accident, because, well, I don't know. Is it? Is it jacket code again, or are we just, like, overstating it? Jacket coat garbage. As a result, during the conference, Elizabeth Nowak declared that Isaac Nowak had been victim of a tragic accident. Oh, I guess they want me to attribute it to Sebastian What's-His-Face because she's referring to what he said already. Sure, I guess. Cute, whatever. I feel like it adds very much to my viewing experience. Yeah. Jacket coat nonsense. Get out of here with that. You did! You solved the scenario! Yeah, they just wanted to hide his eyes? I don't know. It doesn't make like a particularly exciting reveal. Like, what bothers me about that one is it feels like in order for that to feel like a discovery or a reveal of like any kind, they have to go so far out of their way to just like not show you his eyes in a way that like I don't think makes the case more interesting. I think they just want that to feel like a big deal, and it's like I think it would be interesting for us to like piece together other parts of the story and just like know this crucial piece of information is my feeling. The day the conference was announced, Elizabeth Nowak visited the police commissioner Sebastian Walsh and offered him a lucrative board position with one of the foundations she led. In exchange, she wanted him to hide facts about her father's death. Sebastian accepted the proposal, swiftly promoted Roy Sampson to another position, and took over the conference announcements. I'm going to try and do this. It seems like there's probably one puzzle that connects the three puzzles we've done. I think we have, like, meta puzzles now. Oh, hang on. There's, like, a beaker of chaos. Summary of evidence. To Roy Sampson, December 6th. Beetle 4 had the same affliction as Cougar 9. Strong. Beetle 4 and Cougar 9 had the same cause of death. Weak. Foreign substance present. Cougar 9, 0. Beetle 4, 0. XOXO. New Wells Central Forensic Lab. Oh, and a jacket coat. Cougar 9 notes. Notable places. Benny's Place. 380 Low Street. Drug pushing office. 3 warehouses in the old docks. Farp Warehouse. With a P. With a papa. Farp Warehouse. 45A Stockyard. Would not let us in without warning. Old Warehouse. 45B Stockyard. Decommissioned in 1950. Homeless congregate there. Steelside Warehouse, 45C Stockyard. Completely empty with evidence of recent cleaning. But where's the Okiora Cold Storage Fishery Warehouse? Benny Crystal claims he hardly knew Luke Brown and they were not friendly. Advised contacting Hunter Wolf, who has a workshop in Steelside Warehouse and offers odd jobs to people like Luke. Hunter Wolf was unable to find this person. No traces in the Steelside Warehouse or anywhere else in the docks. Okay. neuron activation. You doing all right, Zachary? You enjoyed the needlessly most common location in all of the Sonium files? During construction yard incident, the body... Oh, brother. Joel Gregson, I think, was found in a... Well, no, found in the pipe was... Shut up, get out of here. What, was, Luke Brown? Afflicted by a strange condition that police named the Red Curse. A few months later, the famous scientist... I don't know why this is, like, out of order. Isaac Nowak was discovered by the Bagmans after being contacted by someone. Blank worried that everyone would think that Blank had been... okay. So that's going to be... Elizabeth Nowak was worried that everyone would think her dad, Nowak, had been a drug user. A few days later, Blank offered to fund Blank's tuition in exchange for... Okay. That's going to be... Yeah, I think it was... I think the initials were Elizabeth. Elizabeth Nowak offered to fund... Brandon? Wasn't it like Brandon or something? Hold on. Reduce story. Look at something. Rare talent fund. Brandon's tuition fees, right? So, like, why is... Am I crazy? I'm not seeing Brandon. In exchange for confidentiality about the fact that... That's easy. That's Isaac. No, I could have been affected by the Red Hearse. Hours before the conference, what's his name? Sebastian Walsh. So, like, one thing I'm liking here is that, like, this meta puzzle is constructed with the concept that once these names are added, you've already, like, figured out who these people are. So it, like, groups them, like, logically in a way that the previous game obviously didn't. So, like, that's nice that, like, you don't... Like, it makes it feel a little bit superfluous to still be using the, like, multiple blank system. But, like, at least now I just have to, like, look for the familiar name and then just, like, drag the two together or whatever. Alright, oh, you're right. Brandon Bagman. It wasn't a first name. So, scratch that whole nice thing I was just trying to say about the game. This game is unplayable. It sucks. Obviously, it's hyperbole. Don't get mad. However, the laboratory investigation found, oh brother, blank that either blank victim had been a blank. What the heck? Strong, weak, 0. Beetle 4, Cougar 9. I mean, Cougar 9 is like the general case, isn't it? No, that's not what we're doing at all. Okay. Either... I mean, I guess Red Curse victim had been a drug user? We're saying... Same affliction as Cougar 9, but foreign substance presence 0. This is a weird way to present this that I think is supposed to be more accessible, but to me is a little bit confusing. But I think what we're saying is, like, this is a report that, like, those two guys had a super bad thing happen, but it wasn't foreign, it wasn't drug, it wasn't foreign substance. So I'm going to say 0 evidence. Everything is correct. Look at that. We did it. So, construction yard was the first body found. Eventually they found Isaac. He had the same spooky eyes. The family tried to cover it up because his standing was important to the organization's continued success. And they paid for idiot Brandon to go to dumb college for losers. And then there was some police corruption. Everyone was surprised. And then like something, the red curse 6 more times. Sounds about right. Story 2. Oh, hang on. This is still part of where we're at now, huh? Shortly before his death, Isaac Noack went to meet someone at the... Oh, brother. Oh, shoot. This? No. It's this. Degrees Celsius. The Steel Side Warehouse? A few days later, someone connected to the blank provoked blank into bribing blank, who stopped the investigation into blank's death. Someone connected to the like the knowledge something, the International Knowledge Foundation. FARP. FARP is a funny thing to say. I don't remember what it is even now, but FARP is a funny thing to say, that's for sure. Provoked blank into bribing blank. Okay, hold on. That does feel like that's... You've seen his body. It'd be a shame if it got out that the man who was an inspiration of the world was another junkie. I don't want to tell anyone, but there's others who might. I suggest you talk to the commissioner. That's the... Wolf guy, huh? Hunter Wolf. Someone connected to... I mean, it's Hunter Wolf. Do we have to be coy? What are we saying that's connected to as like an entity? FARP. Steel Side Warehouse. I guess Steel Side Warehouse. Guess. It's a little jacket coat, but okay. Provoked Elizabeth Noack into bribing. This was specifically Deborah Bagman. No, wait. No, because they said to talk to the commissioner. The note we're talking about is the commissioner thing. So that is Sebastian to stop investigating Isaac Noack's stuff. Jacket coat. Steel Side Warehouse ×2. I can take this gilded brass trinket for scrap metal. You can have 3 sous for it and call yourself lucky. Oh my god, it's that guy. It's Admiral Cook. And then a bunch of technology happened. And this guy looks like one of the kids from like the Burger King Kids Club in silhouette. Look at that hair. It's like a bunch of time passed and we got better air travel. Kind of a weird flex. Cool. Can I, It's not gonna play nice, huh? I'm just gonna close it. Please don't crash everything. Okay, that seems fine. Let him cook, Admiral. Well, that's interesting. I have such interesting feelings about Rise of the Golden Idol. I understand how it feels like it's more accessible to a wider audience. I feel like that's probably a big driving force behind it. The funny thing... What? Wait, what? Dragon don't... Oh. You're just... Oh, I see. So something is wrong with this video game. More than usual, like on a technical level. It feels that way to me. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard for me to gauge because like my computer will like randomly struggle with certain stuff. But like I don't get the impression that anything this game is doing should be as taxing as... You know what I should have been paying attention to is what the CPU usage was while that was open. Remind me to check that tomorrow if I don't make note of it. But like I was saying, like it feels like a big drive in moving from the case of the Golden Idol to the rise of the Golden Idol is to try and make the game more accessible by like dramatically changing the UI. And like I feel like really the only thing I like wanted a major overhaul to was like navigating locations. And I will say that the police announcement thing, like moving between the offices there was like a lot cleaner. But even then, like that's just because they like framed them in a way that makes more sense. Like the issue with like navigating, especially like in the Lemurian Vampire, was just that like they wanted you to like go through like locations that like weren't like necessarily like logically positioned and they weren't close together, so you'd like remember something and it's like, okay, I have to literally travel through time twice and then go into this room and then duck into a side room to check a note that I don't remember exactly what it said. And it's like that isn't fixed by a system overhaul. That's fixed by like environment design. Um to me, I still feel like if you want the game to be more accessible, make everything look less horrible. Like I think that is like I genuinely think that is the biggest barrier between like the average player and like taking a serious look at the Golden Idol games. I'm not saying that's necessarily correct, but like I mean, do you have to make them all look like half-baked Rita Repulsa clay monsters? Like, do they all have to look like that? I just don't understand. Zach says, I don't really have strong feelings on the game, but also ever since Seance of Blake Manor, my barometer for what I'll accept from an adventure or puzzle game seems irreparably broken. That's interesting. I would love to hear more from you about that at some point, Zacula. About, I mean, do you just hate puzzle games more now? I don't know exactly what you mean by that. But yeah, I don't like it. Really, like the game like runs like kind of bad, and it like doesn't seem like it's like it should be that taxing. It's really weird to me. Um, I don't know. Part of it is also just that it has like a real different vibe, and like it's not like objectively worse, but like I don't know if it's just that I got used to the first game. I feel like I liked the presentation from the first game more. There's definitely some things to appreciate about the massive UI overhaul, but like I just genuinely don't think it's like pure upside. And I think I would like it to if you're gonna make such drastic changes to it. Like it frankly like barely resembles the first Golden Idol game. And it really doesn't help matters that like the Golden Idol like basically hasn't factored into the game at all. Like that's also kind of a strong, weird choice. Again, like none of this is like, man, this game is like worse. It's such a bad game. It's just like it's very different than what I feel like the first game led me to like expect and to want from a sequel. It's still early though. We haven't like done that much of the game. Like maybe it's just like setting up something radically different and it needs some time to do it or something. But like I don't know. I have some complicated feelings. They're definitely not all bad. It's definitely not all good. Zacula says that Blake Manor was so overwhelmingly boring for such huge stretches, interspersed by obtuse, annoying puzzles. I felt like my bar is super low now. I guess I'm just curious why that would affect all of your future observations. I'm not saying you're wrong for having that opinion. It's just curious. It's not necessarily what I would expect. Where's where I'm liking Rant Line? It's Root Tree's gameplay, but hunting Nazis in the 70s. 70s. It's kind of interesting. I definitely like Root Trees Are Dead is like not like a perfect game, but I like that like it's continued to advance like a specific style of like deductive investigation hybrid thing. Like it's a pretty good game. I like Root Trees. And like I like that we're pushing puzzle space to places other than just like, you know, pushing block around puzzles, which are also totally fine. I mean, I do think I want to finish, like, unless this game like turns like real rancid. Like, I feel like I probably want to finish this and get like the whole Golden Idol experience. I did, even though I'm only using the edge of my seat, I did pay for the whole seat. If you catch my meaning, if you've seen like a 1990s monster truck commercial and like also understand the metaphor, like that's a lot to ask. I understand, but yeah, tomorrow I want to remember to talk about the thinky puzzle stuff that came about from the Cerebral Puzzle Showcase. It's kind of interesting. It's similar thought space to what we're talking about here with puzzle types and whatnot. For my part, I've been playing a little bit of Balatro in my spare time. I never technically finished it, even though I bought it twice. But I had like a whole thing where like I was like, I don't know, I'll play my like PlayStation version from my Sony Portal so that I can like uh you know, watch something as like background noise while I do it. And then I found out that I had to like update like firmware on like both devices like twice, and then like somehow that process like removed my like saved console, and I had to get it to like match. I had to get it to like pair with the PlayStation 5 again, like it had never heard of it, and it took like an insane amount of time and was really pissing me off super bad. I also have been playing a good amount of Pokemon Champions. I finally have a team that's like pretty good. I've been like experimenting with like a bunch of stuff since the start of it, trying to do some like off meta stuff, and like mostly all of it's been really bad. But my new team like is close to being good. I've reached a point where like I play against the best teams and I have really close matches. And I honestly think that it's more a skill issue than a team issue, but I think I still have some room to improve the team as well. But I'm really satisfied with that. I feel like I've put in a lot of hard work and it's actually paying off to a degree I wouldn't expect. So it is the worst for technical backend stuff. I'm not sure I actually have super strong opinions on that. I don't necessarily doubt that to be true, but I don't know that I've had like enough issue with Sony specifically that I would like call that to mind. Anyway, let's bring the stream to a wrap. I saw a guess earlier from Demolition going with the Donut Dragon. Do I see any other guesses? Of course, if you're new here or unfamiliar with the concept, I have adorned this room with many plush friends, and among them I've hidden some number of Squirtles. If you're able to locate a Squirtle hidden this way, it will be an omen of good luck for you in the coming days. I encourage you to look around and see if you can find a Squirtle among the other friends. Second guess for Donut Dragon. Psycho says, tried to play the remake of the Oregon Trail recently and couldn't get into it. The only game I've played in the last month or so. What? I know I've like heard of remakes of it. Is this some like really recent one? Like super high graphics Oregon Trail or something that seems like deeply anachronistic? Here's, I guess, the purple thing. Our little our sentient haunted house. This one's so chubby. I really like it. All right. If I see any other guests, I'll try to rope them in too. Also, try not to punch the wall unintentionally, but fail at that a second time most likely. Okay. Let's get looking. Let's start here because it does not require me to get up. Behind this purple house is this mini Squishmallow, the Galactic Axolotl. The Galaxolotl, if you will. It's one of those ones from the McDonald's Squishmallow collection, which were surprisingly good. They're good little friends. Have a couple of guesses behind our Donut Dragon, but alas, on this occasion, that treat-toting dragon totes another treat behind it. And it's the Gingerbread Man. However, if you look behind Teddy Ursa, we will find ourselves a Squirtle. Likewise, our holiday Pikachu conceals the Squirtle too. That is because the theme of the evening is simply mammals. We've got mouse, we've got bear. If you pay attention, I put, like house is not a mammal, it's a house. And I put up like bird and dragon and bread and insect. I put a wide spread of creature types out there. I'd say like the majority of things I have are probably mammal. I don't know, maybe it's closer to half than I'm really thinking. I got robots, I got crustaceans, I got ghosts and ice cream. Flareon, yeah, well, it's kind of hard to say for sure what Flareon would be, since people can't agree if it's a cat or a dog or whatever. But being like the floofiest being in creation, I have to assume that counts. You are a mammal. Do you have a Squirtle hidden behind you? I mean, this was behind the Flareon, which was behind me. Also, I'm not a plush toy, so I don't follow the rules of having things hidden behind me. That's not how the game is described, slightly differently every week, and yet very similarly the same. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. I do think we will continue this tomorrow. We'll see how it continues to unfold. It is interesting. It is very different. My gut reaction is that, like, it's not necessarily a worse game, but it feels less appealing at first glance. But there's still plenty of time to make it up end game. For now, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. And I hope to see you again soon. Until I do, take care of yourselves and remember that you are Clawsome.